Hello, Sairam students. Yes. Now today before we start with our chapter, just look at this figure. Yes. Now this, you all know that we all have studied fractions. Yes. And we all know that fraction is a part of a whole number. Now in this figure, we have divided one whole into 10 equal parts. Correct? And each part is 1/10 of the figure. So this figure is written as 1 upon 10, which is further written as 0.1, correct? In which the point is called as the decimal point and it will be read as 0.1. Okay. Now further, if we divide each 1 upon 10 part into 10 equal parts, that means each part would be 1 upon 10 of 1 upon 10, that is each 10 equal parts. So 10, 20, that will be 1 upon 10 into 1 upon 10, that is equal to 1 upon 100, which is further written in a decimal number as 0.01. Correct? So if we divide each 1 upon 10 part further into 10 equal parts, so each part would be 1 upon 10 into 1 upon 10. Yes, or we can say, or that will be 1 upon 100. So 1/10 is equal to 10 hundredths. Okay. Now further, if you divide this figure, we can write that is each 1 upon 100. Okay. Further, if you divide, that is each 1 upon 100 further divided into 10 more equal parts, that is 1/10 of 1 upon 100, that will be 1000, that is 1 upon 1000. One part out of 1000 equal parts. You can see here one small part colored. So that is one part out of 1000 equal parts. So which is further written as 0.001. So today in mathematics, let us learn about a new chapter, that is chapter 6, understanding decimals, in which we'll be doing about the place value of the decimal numbers, about like and unlike fractions, conversion of decimal numbers to fractions and fractions to decimals, and also about comparison of decimal numbers. So today we'll be doing part 1 of this chapter. Okay. Now before we start, just have a look at this figure. Okay. Now here children, in this figure, 4 parts, that is out of 10 equal parts, are colored. And in the second figure, that is 5 parts out of 10 equal parts are colored. Now children, we have already learned how to write fractions, correct? So for the first figure, we will be writing the fraction as 4 upon 10. And for the second one, we will be writing as, that is 5 parts out of 10 equal parts. So 5 squares are shaded, so it represents 5 tenths. Okay. Now same way for the 15 parts out of 100 equal parts, we will be writing as 15 upon 100. And for 32 parts out of 1000 equal parts, we will be writing as 32 upon 1000. Now the fractions here, that is 4 upon 10, 5 upon 10, 15 upon 100 and 32 upon 1000 have the denominators, that is 10, yes, 100, 1000. Now a fraction which has the denominators as 10, 100 or 1000 are called as decimal fractions, or you can say a decimal fraction is a fraction whose denominator is either 10, 100, 1000, or you can say in the power of 10, like 10,000. Same way it goes on. Okay. So a decimal fraction is a fraction whose denominator is 10, either 10, 100, 1000, or you can say a power of 10. Okay. Now these fractions can be represented in another form, that is it can be written as 4 upon 10 can be written as 0.4, 5 upon 10 can be written as 0.5, 15 upon 100 is written as 0.15 and 32 upon 1000 is written as 0.032. Okay. Now 0.4 is read as 0.4, 0.5 is read as 0.5. Now 0.15, that is, you will not read it as 0.15. Decimal numbers are always read as 0.15. Okay, that is, after the point the numbers are read digit wise. And the third, that is 0.032. Now these numbers, that is 0.4, 0.5, 0.15 and 0.032 are called as decimal numbers, or you can say decimals. Okay, now a decimal number can be written with a whole number to show a complete whole and a fractional part. Now in this figure you can see there are 4 complete wholes and a fractional part, that is 5 upon 10. These are 4 complete wholes and a fractional part, that is 5 upon 10. Okay. Now each whole is divided into 10 equal parts. So it is written as 4 whole and 5 upon 10, which is 4 whole means, that is, it is divided into 10 equal parts each. So it becomes 40, and 5 parts of a fractional part, that is 45 upon 10, which is further written as 4.5. Okay. Now remember that 1 upon 10 is equal to 0.1, which is read as 1/10. 1 upon 100 is 0.01, which is 100th, and 1 upon 1000 is 0.001, which is 1000th. Now coming to the place value of the decimal numbers. Okay. Now always remember, children, that a decimal number has 2 parts. Okay. One on the left hand side and other on the right hand side of the point. Now let us see what these parts are. Okay. Now consider the number 24.31. Okay. Now the dot in between is called as the decimal point. Okay. The dot in between the 2 numbers is called as the decimal point. Okay, the number to the left is called as the whole part, you can say, or you can also call it as the integral part. Okay, and the number to the right side you can call it as decimal part, or also you can call it as fractional part. Okay, now the decimal point separates the integral part and the fractional part. Okay, the number of digits after the decimal point are called as the decimal places. Now here in this number there are 2 decimal places. Okay. Okay, now one more point you have to keep it in mind is, that is, when you move to the right hand side or after the point, your number becomes 10 times smaller. Okay. Now just see in this table. Okay, now just see in this table, the number is 62.54. The number 6 is in tens place. The number 2 is in ones place. 5 is in tens place and 4 is in hundredth place. So the place value of the number 6, it is in tens place, so it is 60. The number 2 is in ones place, so it is 2. The number 5 is in tens place, so your place value becomes 10 times smaller, so it will be 5 upon 10. And the place value of the number 4, which is in hundredth place, it becomes 10 times smaller than the tenth place, so it becomes 4 upon 100. Okay, the same way for the next number, that is 231.753. Okay, the whole part is 231 and the decimal part is 753. The number 2, you can see in the next slide, the number 2 is in hundredths place, so 200 is the place value. 3 is in tens place, so 30. 1 is in ones place, so 1. 7 is in tenths place, so 7 upon 10. 5 is in hundredth place, so 5, the value is 5 upon 100, and the 3 is in thousandth place, so the value is 3 upon 1000. Okay, now always remember that in a decimal number, then the whole number is read in the usual manner and the decimal part is read digit wise. Now for example, if I write 2485 upon 100, that means when you write it in a decimal as a decimal number, it becomes 24.85. That is, here there are 2 zeros, so after 2 decimal you will put a point. So and it is always read as 24.85 and not 85. Okay, now let us start with our exercise 6.1, which you have to do it in your home classwork. Okay, now write the place value of the circled digits. Now here in the decimal number, that is 9.024, 0 is circled and 4 is circled. Now the 0 is in, it is after the point, so it is in tens place, and 4 is in thousandths place. So the place value of the 0 will be 0 and that of 4 will be 4 upon 1000. Okay, and in the second number, 6 is in thousands place. So the place value of the number 6 is 6000 because it is in the whole or integral part. 1 is in tens place, so it is 10, and 9 is in thousands place, so it will be 9 upon 1000. Okay, just check the answer. Yes, the place value of 0 is 0 tens, so the value will be 0 itself, and the place value of 4 is a 4,000th or 4 upon 1000. Same way for the second sum, place value of 6 is in thousands place, so 6000. 1 is in tens place, so 10, and 9 is in thousandth place, so it is 9 upon 1000. Yes, fourth sum here. For the given decimal numbers, you write the integral part and the decimal part. The first one is 130.02. So the integral part is 130, or you can say the whole part, and the decimal part is 0.2. Whereas for the second sum, that is 5.0028, the integral part is 5 and the decimal part is 0.028. Okay, yes. So based on today's topic about the place value of the decimal number and the parts of the decimal number, that is integral and decimal part, 2 sums for you as home assignment, which you have to do it in your homework part. Write the place value of the circle digit, that is in the number 18.307. So the number 1 and 3 is circled, and write the integral and decimal part for the decimal number, that is 74.26. Okay, so that's all for today, students. Meet you in the next class. Thank you.